my way to Cleveland, he called me and said, I can't carry you anymore. You got 30 days, you gotta move out. So I'm sitting there in an interview with Cleveland, and this man is shaking my hand going, congratulations, we want to hire you. And in the back of my mind, I'm thinking, where am I about to live? So I'm from Shreveport, Louisiana. It's population 330,000 people. So not like a hick town, but definitely not a big city.
Not too big, not too small. Shreveport, Louisiana is just right. Looking for a city that's just right for you? Welcome to Shreveport.
I should call the request line. Be like, can I hear a song? What's up? I'm good. The only time I ever was happy or expressive or free was when I was either writing or had a mic in my hand. I was on somebody's stage. I've been rapping since I was 12, and I would do every poetry, open mic, talent show, tryout, anything I could do. Because the only time I felt like something was when I was on the stage and I'm rapping and I'm on beat and I'm just going, and these are my lyrics and the crowd is moving. And so I always had that. Man, it looks a lot better since last time I was on air here. Y'all didn't have this, it's cute. In the 12th grade, the night jock at the radio station, J-Tech, used to have freestyle contests every Friday. And so I called in one Friday, and he will put you on the spot. This is not recorded. You pick up the phone and you ride the beat and you just go. And then you'll battle this person. Whoever wins, the city will vote. Cool, boom, battle the next person. And so it went on for 9 weeks, and I won 9 weeks straight. They had to retire me, like Bow Wow's video on 106 & Park, like retired freestyle Friday champion. So he and I just kind of stayed cool. I was 16, he was older, obviously, like 25 or so. And he would just check on me sometimes, like how's school going and whatever. When I got to college, my second semester of college, he was like, hey, you wanna be on my show? And I was like, I guess. And so that's how I got into radio. Total accident. I was supposed to be the next Tupac and go platinum and all that. But instead I wound up as the night show co-host. Good times. Once I was in Shreveport for doing radio for a couple years, I started realizing, you kind of good at this. All right. And so J-Tech would teach me how to make contacts. Email this person, send them your stuff. And I wound up seeing a job opening in Toledo for a night job. And honestly, I just applied for the job. He called, he interviewed me, he liked me, and he hired me.
Funny story, I met Little D in Toledo, Ohio. I believe it was 2008 or 2009.
I met her at the radio station. She was interviewing my dude Spade, and I was tagging along, and she was the new jock in town. Still had her little fucking southern slang. She ain't got it no more though.
I met Little D, this might have been 06, 08, at the radio station. I had a project coming out, and actually I had a mixtape coming out, and I went up there for an interview, and that's where we met.
I met Lil D, I'm from Cleveland, but I was going to college in Toledo. And she was in Toledo. She's a DJ for the local radio station, for the Hot 97 in Toledo. And I was an intern at the radio station.
Honestly, for me, I thought Toledo was a big city, and like it was exciting. It was the first time I ever saw snow. People had funny accents. It was the first time somebody said, "You be having me weak," and I didn't know what that meant. I was like, "Are you okay?" And they were like, "No, that means it's funny." Everything was new. Like not just the city, but literally everything. I had to buy a coat because I realized my coat was a jacket. 16 hours away from your family, you're learning new lingo, new attitudes, new customs, new ways to dress. Everything was different, but I loved it because the city embraced me like I was one of their own, and it was really amazing. Toledo is a dope place.
Yeah, we got fired from the same station.
Did we?
Toledo.
Everybody get fired from that station. I lasted in Toledo on air for 16 months, and then I got fired. Long story short, we were giving away tickets to see John Legend at the zoo. I put on Facebook, I got tickets to see John Legend at the zoo, hit me up. We weren't allowed to have a radio station, MySpace page, Twitter, any of that, or we didn't even have a website. And so that was my way of trying to brand through social media. The assistant program director printed out the Facebook page, sent it to the owner of the company, and said, she's trying to sell tickets that we're giving away on air. And they fired me. No questions asked. My daddy used to always say, like, you can come back home and just start over. And home's in Louisiana. And I didn't even think about it. It wasn't even a thought. Immediately, I was just like, Daddy, if I come home, it means I got to quit the radio station and I'm going to be out of radio again. Immediately.
Well, when she lost her place in Toledo, her house, I really didn't feel a type of way because I just thought it was, people get kicked out. Shit, they bounce back.
I had gone about 3 months and I wasn't able to pay my rent. I lost my unemployment, and I was trying to make something work. I was working for a chip company, stocking the chips on the shelves in the grocery stores, and was really, really trying to get it together, and I just couldn't. And on that third month, I had finally gotten an interview at the radio station in Cleveland. And on my way to Cleveland, he called me and said, I can't carry you anymore. You got 30 days, you got to move out. So I'm sitting there in an interview with Cleveland, and this man is shaking my hand going, congratulations, we want to hire you. And in the back of my mind, I'm thinking, where am I about to live?
Well, when she said she was moving in a hotel, when somebody say hotel or motel, you don't think of a motel as the motel that she was actually at. So in actuality, I thought she was cool, but I know financially she wasn't.
So I packed all my stuff up and I put it in the storage, and I moved into a motel. Financially it was really rough. And so I was only on air one day a week, Saturdays, 9 a.m. to noon. And by then I had learned a different way because I couldn't afford the turnpike. That $5 was a lot. And so I was taking Route 2 to get from Toledo to Cleveland. And so the motel, the only requirements for me was be close to Route 2 and accept pets because I have 2 cats. And so I moved into a motel that was smelly, small, rundown, with prostitutes and drug addicts. It's just, I don't know. You take that whole ride where you're hungry, you got this much gas left, and when you come in here, none of that matters. Because you got a mic, you got a board, you got 2 computers, you got phone lines, and it's time to be Lil D. You ready to entertain. This is the best 3 hours of my life. That little pit in your stomach that was hunger, I didn't even care. I leave here knowing that I was gonna go sleep in my car. But that 9 a.m. to noon, I probably would have given up if it wasn't for that 9 a.m. to noon.